My brothers and my sisters, we gathered here this morning to offer ourselves once again to a Lord who knows our sufferings. And sometimes that's a very hard and difficult reality for us to accept as Catholics. But we are reminded very simply of how the Lord suffered himself. In one way, maybe an image from about 10 years ago at the death of John Paul II, now St. John Paul II, would be a helpful reminder for us. Upon his death and upon being buried at the funeral mass at St. Peter's Basilica, a very rare and a very surprising image came to all of the faithful, and that was John Paul II was laid to rest in a very simple wooden casket. It was an image that he wanted to have put forth, even though so many people, kings and royal people of different countries, great leaders of nations, would be present at his funeral. He wanted an image that was simple as he was passing from this life to the next. That image helps us today very much. There is a man who trusts that it is not what is flashy, it is not what is impressive, it is not the very sleek, the very fast, the very strong, but it is a man who late in his life said, even from his hospital bed, I lead the church not with my feet. And a man who was buried in not a flashy casket, but in a very simple way that his trust is expressed and remains for us today a motivation. In the first reading from Zechariah, there's an obvious tone that the people who are expecting God to come in a very sleek and powerful way will probably be surprised. It also is a reminder for us in the gospel when Jesus says, come to me, all of you who labor and are burdened. Anybody who suffers. This is a common experience for us. I will be with you. The yoke carries two, and I will carry the burden with you. And in our lives, we oftentimes think we must impress, we must not be dependent, and yet the saints are the people who tell us and motivate for us that dependence upon God, being willing to listen and to receive God, are the ways that we grow, are the ways that we come to a fullness of life. God loves those who are dependent, because that way he is allowed in. May the Lord bless you.